Hey everyone, it's Rob,
Hey, Michelle.
and welcome to part 2 of Bunebape, your weekly podcast and everything you need to know about old school RuneScape.
Meat Merp. No, Meat Merp.
No, okay, meet
Wow.
Merp,
Thank
all
you.
right. So this is part 2 of episode, what is it, 200?
Yeah, so this is technically episode 200. If you listened to last week, we were just doing a year in review of 2024. And then if you're new to the podcast, we usually record over 2 days. Went back the second day. My mic interface
Yeah, we were having
shat itself.
a bit of hardware issues. So for the
Yeah.
first time in 4 years, we invested a little into the
It's been 4 years.
podcast.
Holy moly.
So yeah, I mean 200 episodes is pretty much
Oh my
pretty much 4
gosh.
years.
Happy 200 episodes, by the way.
Yeah, shout out 200 episodes.
Um,
So this isn't going to be a full episode. This will be the other half of the previous episode,
Yeah.
which if you missed it, we were talking about the year in review of
Yeah.
2024.
And it was kind of funny I just want to tell you guys behind the scenes stuff.
Well, we didn't plan on cutting it there, so it did end abruptly.
We didn't. We were like, what are your goals? And then we're like, I'm kind of hungry. Like, let's just stop here.
Yeah.
And then we came back the next day. It wasn't working. We bought a cloud thing.
We bought a cloud lifter, which didn't give us what we were looking for.
Yeah, I streamed with that and I kept capping out the noise and going silent, I guess. So now we bought a different thing. I don't even know what this is called.
It's the
a new interface.
Yeah, a new audio interface has
It's pretty.
Yeah, it is designed for giving enough gain, and it works also as an interface, so it's nice. It works for 2 microphones, so maybe we could eventually use it for 2 microphones in the future.
Yeah, the goal is to eventually change how we do the podcast. So that's the only reason we got this, is because we were like, well, we're investing in the future. We already plan on buying it this year. It hurts to buy it now, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
So hopefully we sound okay right now. We've just been 2 hours fixing the mic because it's doing a weird hiss.
Yeah, that's a little bit of the behind the scenes of microphone situation.
So sorry this is coming out 4 days late.
Yeah.
But I just want to explain why.
But yeah,
it was a lot of one-day deliveries with Amazon Prime this week.
We don't plan on doing any more 2-parters anytime soon.
No, honestly, I'm a big fan of just long episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys prefer 2 parts, let me know. Honestly, I've never understood it because I'm like, why wouldn't you want your audience to just pause and come back?
I don't know.
Yeah, I was telling Rubber how I hate whenever I listen to podcasts and their episodes are 45 minutes long and they're like, this one is an hour. We're going to do 2 30 minutes. And I'm like, just do an hour.
But that's, yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much the whole story. So
Yes,
now we're back.
behind the scenes.
Hopefully it sounds fine. If not, we will continue to work on it. And hopefully eventually in the near future, we'll have 2 microphones, because I already know that this isn't an ideal situation having one.
Yeah.
But
it's something that we now have been thinking about more since we bought this, but there's still a couple more things. We'd have to get 2 different microphones. I wouldn't be moving this every time. We'd have to change our camera.
yeah, well, a little sneak peek. I was into
So imagine this, a Costco couch.
no, into
We saw a couch we really liked. It's too expensive.
yeah, into the behind the scenes. I was just thinking oh, I could get another mic and we could just use it. I could just leave it here and use it for.
Would it work if we were side by side?
Yeah.
It wouldn't pick each other up if we're right next to each other, though?
No, because it's going into the same interface.
What?
Yeah, the problem we had before is we've tried to do separate mics in the past, but
with different interfaces.
It was 2 different interfaces recording on 2 different programs, so they would pick each other up separately.
That's cool. Yeah, if we did that, I'm sorry, we're just if you guys don't like behind the scenes stuff, skip ahead a little bit. If we did that, we could put down the green screen so we could spread the camera more too.
Yeah, maybe.
The only reason we sit so close is because the green screen is not that wide. If we zoom out a little bit more, you'll be able to see our living room.
But anyways, boring you with a bunch of the technical stuff. But anyways, that is what we have been going through. So that's why it was a little bit funky this week. But we are still going to get to the rest of the blogs after we tell you what we might be doing for this coming year.
Our goals.
And then we'll be finishing off with our Q&A. Hopefully everyone sent in their questions. You've had a few extra days this week, and we will, again, have questions next week. So keep sending them in wherever you can. Again, discord.gg/Bunebape. We have a questions section, or any of our socials, just ask there. But before we get into any of that, Michelle, what are your plans going into the new year?
I can tell you want to say, how's it going, or whatever you say.
I was just like, how do I say this? Yeah. What do you got planned for the new year?
Okay, I'm gonna say in real life goals first. So get a cat. Duh. I'm gonna say this is a goal just because we're gonna achieve it so soon. Pay off your credit card. That's gonna be done like 2 weeks.
True.
So that's like an easy. I like checking off things, so that's an
Yeah.
easy goal completed.
Big leagues person.
Yeah, stop. That's like a 200 point. That's a 400 point task, to be honest.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
It's been in progress. Pay off the cards, not be in debt. That will be very exciting. We also want my goal as well is to have an emergency fund by the end of the year, like 3 to 6 months rent, and start saving for retirement.
True.
A lot of financial goals.
Yeah, big finance year.
And hopefully be working at least hybrid by the end of the year, but who knows, because I just like got a kind of mini temporary promotion thing at work. Like I'm helping out the different department. They're paying me 5% more. So it is really hard to look for other jobs when you're actually making okay money.
Yeah.
But it seems like it'd be impossible to be remote with this position.
I mean, everything you do is online, so I don't know why you think that.
Oh, because no, I just mean I think that I don't know if I was telling you about, but I think that they only let a certain amount of people do it like every year. So one of the girls that they gave this role to, she's remote. She had to try 3 times before they let her go remote. You could only try once a year.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Maybe. Who knows? Who knows?
And the people training us were telling us how they've been trying to go remote.
All right. Anything else?
No. And then in game, I'm gonna get Scurrius. I'm manifesting because
you're gonna get all 12,000 kills.
Ew. Aloe actually said 27, so that would be 13,000 more.
Oh, I thought you were already at the.
Okay, how about I don't say that? I am going to get the pet or get 20,000 kills.
Wow, that is gross.
Because what if it is like 50,000 or something heinous and like unheard of?
What if you're like the person that couldn't drop a certain pet?
Like the rare bug thing?
Yeah, the bug.
But I think even if it's a bug, eventually it happens.
No, their bug gave them 0% chance.
When do you like ask a mod about that? When you're like 10 times probably.
Yeah, maybe.
If I hit 20K, I'll ask and be like, can you guys please check?
I mean, yeah, you'd have to be like 30K.
Can you please look? Yeah, I think right now I'm not even the driest, so no point of asking.
Yeah.
So I want to get Scurrius. I want to get at least 4 pets this year. I think that's doable.
I mean, yeah.
I got like 4 pets last year. I really want to just like a tentative idea I have. I don't know if I'm actually gonna do this because I feel like I get easily distracted by stuff. I was kind of thinking like I should just get like 100 KC at every boss or a certain amount of KC at every boss. So then just to see like if I happen to get spooned anywhere,
Yeah.
And just kind of go like from there and be like, all right, another 100. And it sounds easy, but at the same time, like 100 Warcath takes me like 5 years because I hate Warcath.
Yeah, that's weird. It's a fast boss.
I don't believe you.
I mean, 100 KC is 100, a little over 100 minutes, which is still like 2 hours straight of bossing.
Ugh, yeah, and I bank stand a lot.
Yeah.
If I'm streaming it, like it's not like, good kills per hour.
And it's like 15, okay, it's more like 5 to 6 kill trips. So, I mean, that's a lot of trips, 20 plus trips.
Should I say I'm going to get max this year?
I don't know. Are you going to get max this year? You said 2 years ago you were going to get maxed.
No, I'm not going to say it.
All right, cool.
Should I do Inferno this year?
I don't know, dude. Are you?
I'm not going to set that as a goal.
Yeah,
if I do it, I do it. Man, the Inferno grind sounds so... Okay. I think it sounds boring. Let me elaborate because Wraith Evercore, sorry we still call you Wraith, posted like a video of like No Monkey being like, if you think that Inferno's boring, like that's just copium because you can't do it or something. And I was like, let me explain.
What about me? I think the whole game is boring.
I think, and Wraith was like questioning this. I think something can be hard and boring at the same time.
Well, yeah.
But I think it's a very boring grind, and it being so challenging is like, in a way, makes it more boring. Because it's like, oh, I'm learning. Like, that's lame.
Like, I couldn't do a mile-long slackline, but I feel like I would just get bored even if I could.
Yeah. So I think Inferno sounds boring. I also don't have the skill for it. This isn't copium. I know I can't do Inferno as is right now. I'm not ready for it. I probably could be if I spent a little bit of time. It just sounds boring. I don't want to go and have to do the waves over and over again. I hate that.
Yeah. And I mean, your first KC is going to be like 2 hours. So it's like...
And you know what sucks the most is knowing that you're going to get to Zuck multiple times and die.
I mean, maybe.
It's going to happen.
You could not.
Yeah, but like realistically...
You could not.
I could not, but realistically, it's going to be 2 hours over and over and over again dying.
I mean, you could get on the first try.
And then you know what happens? You get to Zuck, you die. Next one, you die at wave 30. Just because not a linear thing. Like you're not always getting better. Like sometimes stuff happens. You have like bad spawns.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'm gonna set Inferno as a goal. Hopefully I'll actually be motivated to do it because I was kind of into it at leagues. I got to Zuck twice, and now I've just like even in leagues, I'm like, that's a lot of waves.
It is a lot of waves.
And it only took me like an hour to get to Zuck in leagues.
That's still such a crazy long time.
And it's so
Yeah.
I did learn some prayer flicking stuff, so that was cool. But other than that, like it's boring. Anyway, it's not copium. It's like math. It can be boring and hard at the same time. What are your goals? My goals are just pets. Okay, I'll say I'll get 2 more 99s.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I'll get 99 agility.
Oh, okay. Good luck. That's a lot of laps.
I'm like 95.
That has a lot of laps.
I'm gonna green Sepulcher.
That is such a tremendously more amount of laps than you've ever done.
Gonna green Sepulcher.
I believe in you. It's just
First
a lot.
I need the Ring of Endurance, and then I'm gonna work on actually green it.
Okay.
I don't even get marks now because I'm not great at it, so it's just a struggle to get to the final coffin.
Yeah.
Right now, I just fight for that, and then once I get the ring, then I'm not even gonna go to the 5th floor. I'm just gonna loot everything till time runs out.
The 5th floor gives you so many points, though. There's
I
so much
wouldn't know
XP.
because I'm just running.
Oh, you can't do the 5th floor.
I can, but not consistently.
Oh, well, you should just keep doing it until you can consistently do it, because that's so much more. That's like the reason you go there, is it gives you so much XP.
We'll see.
You're like, that'd be like going to like Relica or Ardoin or Falador and being like, you know what? I'm not gonna jump off the last one. I'm just gonna teleport down.
Shut up. What are your goals?
I
And
mean,
play more games.
you kind of took my only real goal, which is to just like
Pay off your debt?
get into a better financial state in real life.
Yeah, we're trying to be responsible, you guys. Aren't you proud of us?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Also, I know someone is gonna think it or come at me. I'm actually not financially irresponsible at all. I was the only one that had a job for a long time, so that's
Okay.
why we were in so much debt.
Oh yeah, no. Let me. If you're new still, I was just trying to do the content creation for a couple years. Didn't work out for me.
Yeah,
Robert was solely paying our rent. I was on food stamps at least, so that helped.
yeah.
But
So I'm
it was rough.
I'm actually extremely frugal.
Yeah,
Um,
he's having to unlearn it a little bit because like I'm like we're not poor anymore.
yeah.
I mean, technically we're still in debt, but like it's kind of crazy.
yeah. I mean, if you think about it,
We get groceries, and I'm like, that's cool.
we paid off close to like 10K in debt last
I think
year.
we paid over 10K in debt last
Yeah,
year.
so no, we've definitely come a long way. But and actually don't really have any like video game aspirations. I mean, maybe to play more when certain things come out, but I
League
don't
6.
I don't plan on playing RuneScape.
Do you plan on doing a
at all.
single raid during League 6?
Literally, I just said at all.
Ugh.
If leagues come out and it looks okay, maybe I'll do the thing where I subscribe for like the 24 days that they give you or something.
That was actually a pretty good deal. I
Yeah.
hope they do that again.
It's like 20. They had it for anyone that doesn't know. They had a
It
deal
was like 50 days.
for leagues. It was 51 days for around $20.
Pretty good deal.
I would do that, but that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well-
I just don't have any. I don't have any games that I'm playing a lot.
Okay. Well, other in real life goals at all?
Oh, I mean, my only and it's not even a goal. I'm looking forward to Path of Exile
Oh.
actually like potentially releasing within the next year, 1.0, which means they'll have 6 new classes on top of the 6 they already have, and a bunch of ascendancies, a bunch of stuff going on in Path of Exile 2. So that'll be cool. And but I really don't have any goals or anything
Okay.
like that.
Well, financial literacy is a good goal for both of us,
True.
and it's happening.
That's it. Speaking of financial literacy, though, bit of a financial anger storm.
Illiterate choice.
No, I wasn't even talking about
Oh, never
illiteracy. It's just a financial anger storm going over the week. Generally, just this entire week.
This is mostly resolved, so we'll tell you about the beginning a little bit first.
Mostly resolved, but there's still quite a bit of fallout
Yes.
because of it. So
Yeah.
we were initially going to talk about this blog. It was called
Conjointed member blog.
yeah,
That
yeah,
tab's not even open. I closed it.
the Conjoined Twins blog.
Yes.
So this was a blog, and it was a regular survey.
Just giving random hypotheticals to see what we'd think.
It was asking people what you thought about certain, things going forward relating to membership and relating. They're like they would ask you questions like how much do you play, typical questions, but then they would ask you financial questions like, oh, if there were these types of memberships, what would you think?
So we
And
could read some of them to you.
yeah, we can read some of them. These are the 4 that people took screenshots of,
This is from
and
Foe's Twitter. Honestly, it was randomized, so there's tons of screenshots of hella variations going
yeah,
all around.
yeah, not everyone got the same questions, but these 4 screenshots were the big.
First ones I saw.
These were the big ones on Reddit. Tons and tons of people got a look at this.
That has 306,000 impressions. Dang, Jack actually played themselves.
Yeah, that's on Twitter alone. There was a lot of people looking at it on Reddit. Obviously, that's where people
Yes.
saw it at first.
And before we read it, I'll say on here, they said this was an exploratory survey intended to test a broad range of features and options around subscriptions, including those from other games, to measure how they ranked and compared. The randomness of survey system presented feature combinations of prices that understandably alarmed many of you.
Yeah.
Shall you read these alarming?
Yeah, so this happened. These questions I'm about to read happened around, from Sunday to Tuesday. People were like kind of like realizing, and then the fallout really happened in the middle of the week, and they've taken many large steps backwards since Thursday.
Yeah, the thing that I just quoted reading is from a really long apology from Mod Pips, aka the Jagex CEO.
Yeah, so some of the memberships in question, there was 4 examples here. So this one is a membership for OSRS or RuneScape 3.
Currently, you can do both, right?
You can do both.
Okay.
And this one included 1 member character at $10.99 a month. If you wanted to add another character, it would be an additional $12.49. I don't know why you wouldn't just.
That's just the randomness thing of it. Like,
Yeah,
why would it be more
like,
expensive?
I don't know why you wouldn't just buy another one at the $10.99 price. Either way, this includes ads. This is a paid membership that includes ads. Yeah.
We'll get to. We're gonna go through everything sus you hear. We're gonna go through what they had to say about it. Don't worry.
Yeah, and then the next one is again you're choosing between OSRS and RS3, and this one is again $10.99 a month. Also, if you add another character, it's $13.99. I don't know why.
The randomness.
And this one is again for 1 character, and it alone gives you the ability to have shorter AFK timers.
So because it's cheaper, you can't AFK as long.
Yeah, so
that's pay to win. You have to pay
the previous
to AFK.
the previous one, it was cheaper, $10.99, but you had ads. This one is cheaper, $10.99, but you
get logged out faster.
Yeah, you get logged out faster.
And also,
if you're AFK.
To be fair, none of these are comparable to one another because, like they said, it was random. Like, these prices kind of don't mean anything. It was just more ideas.
Sure.
I don't know how to explain what I mean.
This one, again, you're choosing between OSRS and RS3. This is mobile only.
I didn't notice there's a mobile only.
It's mobile only, and it is $12.49 a month. You also get a complimentary bond, ? This is also for 1 character. Again, $14 to add another character, and this is mobile only.
Okay.
Weird. This last one, this is the final one that
the final boss of membership.
The final boss. So this one gives you access to OSRS and RS3 with special member worlds, which is exactly
just
what we
a regular
have now.
world.
This one does give you access to 8 members characters. So this would be the same as if you had 8 subscriptions. It doesn't give you an option for any more or less. It just says 8. You get character name reservations, enhanced player support. You can also pause your membership. And if you want to add another member character, it's $6.99 a month. In total, if you wanted this model,
made up little package.
If you wanted this package with 8 members, it would be $32.50 a month.
It's actually a good deal if you play all 8.
It is a good deal if you play all 8.
That's $4 a character.
That being said, it is
who plays all 8?
$350 a year.
Yikes! And that's like with the bundle price. It'd be more expensive monthly.
That's if you buy yearly.
So those are some of the examples that people were pissed about.
Yeah, there was a bunch of other ones, but essentially there was just variations of ways asking you how you want to pay more for less.
Mm-hmm.
Every single situation, was worse for the player, except for, I guess, if you were the one player that has
Characters.
8 accounts already.
That one person who stays at Firewatches, they were like, this
Yeah.
is a great idea.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I mean, yeah, they probably just pay for it with bonds, but
I want to ask, let's talk about our initial, before we get to what they say, what were our initial reactions when we read those?
okay, so
I know you were very dramatic about it. Most people were very dramatic about it, to be fair. Not just him.
well, yeah,
I know people who
because
cancel their memberships.
yeah, I mean, I kind of more or less have just because I
You
don't play
already
the
were going
game.
to anyway.
Yeah, I was going to anyways, but yeah, I had a different reason for my reaction in that I thought it was, over the top, egregious, and foolish.
I like the word that you said. I heard him talking to a friend that doesn't play RuneScape about it. And he was like, it's disgusting.
It was disgusting.
Yeah.
Mostly because I've seen this before. For anyone that's played World of Warcraft for a long time, shout out to them because they have done this before as well. I don't know if anyone knows how WoW works, but essentially when you subscribe to WoW, it's $15 a month or whatever. And then same thing, if you buy the year, it's cheaper, but you get access to 60 characters.
Holy 60?
You can make 60 characters, all with unlimited. There's no restrictions on any of the accounts in any ways. You get 60 characters.
I will say one thing I hope that they actually took away from this survey is that they should have let you have multiple member characters.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
But yeah, that's what you get. Previously, the only additional thing you could pay for in World of Warcraft was if you wanted to transfer your character or your guild to a different realm.
Different server.
A different server, then it would cost money because some of them were locked to certain ones. That's no longer an issue, so people pretty much don't ever do that. But that used to be the only thing you could pay for in addition to your membership.
Okay.
Now, back then, this didn't exist, and they would constantly send out surveys.
Oh, testing it.
Like this, saying, what would you think if we added these things that you could buy?
So you already know it's a slippery slope once they start doing that.
I already know that this is coming.
Yes.
That they didn't send this survey out for funsies or something. Like, they didn't have someone who they pay real money put this together just for the sake of it.
They wanted to see what we'll put up with.
They want to see how much money they could get. Because once World of Warcraft did that, they got backlash. Guess what? All of those things are currently available to buy. You can buy additional mounts. You can buy cosmetics. If you are subscribed for certain like bundles, like 6 and 12 months, you get another free mount. And these mounts aren't cheap. They're like anywhere between $15 and $50.
Damn.
So like now they're in the game. These are what were, being asked about, that people were like, oh, we won't do anything like this. No, bro, this is going to be put into the game in some way. Even in the apology, the spoiler alert, even in the apology, the CEO's apology, he specifically says that in members' worlds,
they will never put ads.
They will not put ads. Why do you think he says things in this way?
I hated that. I did see some, we'll talk about more, but I did see some speculation that the ads would just be like on that login screen.
Yeah, maybe.
Which isn't great still, but at least it wouldn't be like popping up randomly. People are making jokes about like before you go to Jad, they're like, but first, a word from our sponsor.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? As I was thinking about this the other day, comparing it to other games, one of the more egregious, gotcha games, mobile games that actively promote you to pay money to them.
Maple Story?
No, well, I mean,
Maple Story as well.
Yeah, Maple Story.
I've seen you spend money on that one.
But no, one of the most popular games in the world. Of course, I just forgot
Genshin?
it. Genshin Impact.
You pay for that game?
No.
Or you can pay?
It's completely free.
But I didn't know you could.
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
gotcha
you can.
game.
I forgot.
Well, a gotcha game is a game that has a type of gambling built into the game, which incentivizes you spending money.
You a Maple Story trying to get that one mount?
Maple Story does have it, but it's cosmetics only. A true gotcha game is a game that you can low key gamble for progress, which is what Genshin has.
Yeah.
That game doesn't have ads in it.
They don't have to.
I think that like speaks volumes to how crazy it is to put in ads in your game when completely successful. the most successful of all time, potentially, all of those types of games don't have ads in it.
I was also shocked to learn that the owners of Jagex literally own every business you could think of.
Not, they own a lot.
Petco.
The investment
Don't
company.
they own REI?
No, the investment company has large investments or just straight up owns things like Adidas, Champion, Petco, like
the Petco I was
stuff like
weirded out
that.
about. I was like, Petco's a pet. What do you mean they own Petco?
Yeah, so they own a lot of things. So
but they could
obviously
really
they
use
want
this
more money.
ad money.
And it's funny, I had a friend message me and they're all like, "Oh, I heard that you know, they're sending me, you know, stuff about the drama," and I was
Yeah.
like, I had already seen it. And they're all like, "Oh, but I heard that the investment company had nothing to do with it because none of their members are sitting on the Jagex board." And I sent him a message. I was like, "Wait, so you think these people's bosses
They're
don't
probably putting pressure on them.
they don't pressure or even incentivize higher profit margins to their subordinates?"
Yeah.
They do, right? Like, I mean,
Like telling them like you're not gonna get a promote or a bonus unless like you
Yeah.
meet these metrics or whatever.
Even
stuff
if
like
it's not like that, even if it's not like a direct bounty system where it's like, "Oh, you made 100 mil, you get a bonus," you know,
There's
you're
gonna be
much
pressure.
more likely to get a bonus and or get a like promotion if your company's making record profits, right? Like,
Yeah.
why would they not incentivize that?
It is frustrating. I saw people saying like they're doing this like weird money grab thing. Leagues, we just had the most concurrent players that we've ever had, broke our own record.
Yeah.
Why now? Like
And
it's not like we're going downhill losing players. Now it might be.
on top of that, we did have the 30% price increase not but a few months
So
ago.
frustrating.
So it's not like, I mean, it's crazy to think that just a few years ago you could be a member for $5.
I think it was like several years ago, but yeah.
No,
I think
if
whenever
you
we
bought
started, it was
if you bought the year
Oh, the
membership,
Premier.
if you bought the Premier membership, it would be roughly $5 a month, not that many years ago.
Shout out to everyone who's grandfathered into those old prices,
Yeah.
man. I wish I was
And
you.
it's crazy. They took away the 3, 6, and 12-month grandfather. There's
Oh,
only
yeah.
the month grandfather. And
So shady.
that is still, I guess there's probably some people paying like $3. Very few though.
Yeah.
Very
Most
few.
people have canceled at some point in the last 20 years.
Nowadays, membership is $14, and it can only be as cheap as around $9.
I do feel stressed because I feel like Alfresco, they posted a picture showing like canceling their membership. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's someone else's, but they've been playing for like 20 years and were grandfathered in, I think. So I'm like, no, don't cancel it.
No, Alfresco actively, whenever we would talk, they said that they played this game because of how cheap it was and because you could get bonds for a relatively okay price. Neither are true anymore.
Yeah.
So, I mean, tons of people, because of this, have already begun, you know, ending their membership or boycotting in some kind of way.
I will say, okay, I mean, I'll talk about my initial reaction as well. I get why everyone's mad. I understand it more now, but my initial reaction was actually just like everyone's being really dramatic because it's just a survey.
Yeah.
I get why everyone was mad. I don't personally understand why people were like, if they're doing this, I'm going to cancel my account, and then they'd actually cancel their accounts. And I'm like, wait, they haven't done anything yet. Wait. I thought that was kind of like, I thought it was a little bit dramatic, but I guess I don't know. I'm very into this game. Like, to be fair, it would take a lot for me to quit playing this game. I'm pretty deep into it at this point.
Yeah.
A survey, even though it is a heinous survey, and now that I've like read more people's thoughts, I do feel more strongly about it. A survey isn't enough to make me cancel my account. They'd have to actually start implementing it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. The thing is, it's almost certainly because you or other people only play this game.
That's why, yeah, I'm very loyal to this game because this is my game.
The thing
I play
is,
other games casually. This is like it. I don't play any other MMOs.
yeah,
I don't know what I'd play if I quit.
I've taken a step back on multiple games. For instance,
You're a seasonal player with most games.
well,
on and
yeah,
off.
that as well as like I don't mind playing games that have even somewhat predatory
Practices.
systems in them.
Yeah.
For instance, like League of Legends, you can't really get any good skins in that game unless you're paying $15 for the skin, which I've done willfully and happily plenty of times because the game doesn't make
That's how
me
we were in
feel
debt.
like trash because I don't do that.
Yeah, it's just
It
cosmetics.
doesn't make the experience bad. And you can still get some free skins, which feels good. So there are ways to do this. But like for instance, Diablo 4. This is a game I paid $60 for to play. And then they did so poorly in the updates that when they, just a couple years later, I feel like the game barely changed and they asked for another $40 to give me stuff that they teased.
Oh, for a DLC that was supposed to be part of the
for,
original
for,
game.
for a DLC that had a lot of components that was teased before the game released. So now they're reselling me stuff. So I'm paying $100 for stuff that should have been 60.
Yeah, that's
I
predatory.
I don't play that game any longer.
Yes.
Because it's just
I
like
heard D4's dog shit. I guess there's a stream that we said. If you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know. But yeah, so things like that where it's all like, if you just are constantly taking advantage of me, I just will not play the game.
That's fair. You just raised the membership and now you're already like, how do we raise it more?
Yeah, it's not like they're having a big expansion. They're like, oh, you got to pay extra for it. It's just they're arbitrarily increasing the prices of things.
Yes.
So there's plenty of games that don't do that. I mean, you can look at other games that are also live service games, constantly have to pay for servers and stuff. Destiny, Warframe, a million other games that are wildly popular, free, don't require membership, and still give you, good amounts of content. It's like, I don't know what Jagex thinks makes RuneScape so special that they can do that, but that's why
it's just greed. Corporate greed.
Yeah, I'm not going to be playing the game going forward, at least as it stands. So
we did get an apology at least. We'll go ahead and read the apology.
This is from Mod Pips, the CEO of Jagex.
Dude, the way I forgot what a CEO was, and I thought this was supposed to be the owner of like CVC, and I was like, why did they give him a mod name? Why is he writing a blog to us?
It is just the Chief Executive Officer.
So this actually used to be one of the regular mods, and then over time became okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
But I mean, even the guy that works in cybersecurity on their team also was a mod. So I think they just give it to everyone.
Yeah. I think that is kind of what makes people probably at everyone on Twitter who are involved with stuff, because they just put mod before everything.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to start or me?
I'll start. So
read in a sympathetic voice. They're apologizing.
Sure. So they say the conjoint membership survey has caused the community frustration, anger, and concern. We made major mistakes with this and are truly sorry. Your feedback is heard loud and clear.
It better be.
This was clumsy and inconsiderate, to say the least. We failed to think this through from your perspective as players. We got caught up in research mode and rushing a project with a research partner. What was intended as a rigorous methodology for exploring an unfiltered range of ideas, you saw as alarming possibilities that appeared to threaten the integrity of the game you love. It contained ideas for consideration that, in the cold light of day, just shouldn't have been in there for serious consideration. We should have paused to consider this properly and avoided the unnecessary worry and anger this has caused.
Yeah, duh. They need to hire like a PR person.
Yeah.
They probably would have told them like, don't.
Or anyone that's ever played the game.
Yeah. Why the server was conducted, we already read a little bit about that, about like the randomness, but they said it was a major misjudgment to include features that suggested we would consider degrading the game experience or impacting gameplay. Even the mere suggestion of ideas like in-game ads, shorter AFK timers, or making improved player support and an additional cost undermine your trust in us. While the goal was to gather data about speculative options, we should have realized that these topics would feel like a betrayal of the principles that make our game special.
Yeah.
You don't need anything? We'll just go each section.
They talk about what they've learned. So they said this process has reaffirmed just how much you care about the games and what you do or do not do. Want to see... Wait, what?
You said do not do. What you do or do not want to see in the future.
All right, bro. AI made this sentence.
I mean, 100%.
This process has reaffirmed just how much you care about the game. We get it. Your clear feedback has reinforced our commitment to the values that drive our games and guide the decisions we make. Beyond testing our very early concepts of various kinds, no firm plans were in place, and not a single line of code has been written for any of them. The survey has been halted. They actually, as of now, have taken down the survey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
even
can't even click the link anymore?
even as like I think as like on Friday they took it down.
Oh, yeah.
So ads and membership. This was originally to be tested in the context of lower cost ad supported membership. Will not be including in-game advertisements in any regular paid memberships. So they still don't say that they're not doing it in free to
I mean, the
play.
next line, while we may explore ads in free to play as a concept in the future, there are no plans for this currently, and we will tread carefully considering all feedback. People are going to throw a fit, so
Yeah.
I feel like the backlash will be enough where they're not going to get ads in the game.
I would highly anticipate there being ads in free to play soon.
AFK timers. Similarly, this was originally included in context of a lower cost membership option, but we will not be reducing AFK timers for any paid membership. If you have to pay money and you get logged out after 3 minutes, I'd lose my mind.
Yeah, that's also straight up pay to win.
It is.
Exclusive worlds and pay to win concerns. We consider that exclusive worlds or other mechanics that could be perceived as pay to win are a major concern. We commit to ensuring that any subscription provides access to the full suite of the core game.
Okay, I want to pause just to say, if they're changing anything, membership options currently, nothing should be taken away. It should only be adding stuff.
Yeah.
That should be the whole gist of this. But anyway, game clients and plugins. We will not make plugins or features on our official client paid options. We want to reassure you that we do not plan to gate features behind paywalls. This applies to the incredible work done by community developers too on clients such as RuneLine HDOS. So that was, I guess, from screenshots we didn't see. Like, you only get tile marker if you pay for this $12 a month.
Yeah, some people edited funny videos where it's like, oh, do you want Quest Helper? $24.99. Second to last is player support. So you want improved player support, and this should not require additional charges.
Duh.
We agree. You've given us deep feedback on this. We understand the frustrations players have with existing support systems, and whilst we understand any doubt you might have, there are changes already in progress. We want to make sure our baseline support offering meets your expectations, regardless of the content and feedback from the recent survey.
General principles. We will never degrade or change the gameplay experience on offer between subscribers. We recognize this is a red line and an essential part of OSRS's values.
So we all suffer together with ads. Anyways, they go on to say what's next. They say, moving forward, we'll take more time to reconsider and reflect on topics like this again. The whole situation is a powerful reminder. What's most important about OSRS is that we give you money. Above all, we remain committed to protecting the core principles of our game. The survey was intended as a way to gather feedback. Definitely not something we'll implement. Just kidding. I want to assure you that we care deeply about our games and the passionate community that makes them thrive.
A final note. From the start, we aim to consult you on what you value most. While this has undoubtedly been a challenging few days for everyone, the process has achieved its core purpose: to gather honest, unfiltered feedback.
Wow.
In the most angry way possible. This kind of transparency and collaboration is at the heart of what makes our game so special. The game is shaped by its community, and our voices remain central to every decision we make. While we recognize that mistakes were made here, the fact that we received such strong and clear feedback reinforces how deeply we care about this game. OSRS thrives because of its community, and working closely with you keeps us moving forward, even when the discussions are difficult. Thank you for your passion and your feedback that drives us to do better every day.
Yeah,
I think the apology is fine. I think it's fine. I don't think it's trash.
Dude.
I don't think so.
Sure.
I think it's AI generated, but
I think the fact that it's written, I'm already writing it off.
You think it should have been a video?
Yeah.
Yeah, like showing your face.
If he actually cared, it would have been a video.
Mhm.
It's not, so he doesn't.
I agree with that. I think a video, like one of those things where they like just write the entire transcript down, would have been good.
The thing is, yeah, like a
Because
video.
you know he didn't write this.
You know, saying as old as time, a picture is worth 1,000 words. A video is worth 1,000,000, right? So
Also,
it's
this
like,
is editable. If it was a video, you know, people could screen record that, keep it.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the thing is, this is just sentences, right? He could have got his intern to say this. Trash.
Yeah, I don't think he actually wrote most of this. I think he probably went through and read it and approved of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think that he went and came up with all of this.
Like, he could have been as like blasé and dismissive as like, all right, let's quiet down these rabble rousing fools and go write up something that sounds okay, and then like sent his, you know, $5 an hour like intern to go do it for him.
Are we rabble rousing fools?
I mean, I'm sure to him.
Yeah. Honestly, for the apology, they probably had like the big bucks ghostwriter in.
No.
You don't think
I'm
so?
sure. I'm sure it was literally just some random person.
But yeah, that is all the drama. If you've been hearing stuff about membership prices and surveys and people canceling, that is what happened. In a way, it's the end of the
Saga.
saga
I
for
mean,
now
the thing
until we get
is,
those members or free to play
it's
ads.
just not great timing either because it's kind of like a triple shot, like a headshot of not only did they recently increase the prices by a lot,
That was just a few months
they
ago.
also had a low-key terrible update this week. And on top of that, they pulled this off. So it's like three back-to-back not good things
Yeah.
happening this time around.
Well, we could talk about one cool thing.
Sure.
We'll talk about the Golden Gnome Awards, which the nominations are now open. These are going to be live broadcasts, by the way, at RuneFest, which I knew would happen. But anyway,
Yeah.
let's go
Also,
ahead.
I'm still betting that
Oh,
they're going to do the like the next summit at RuneFest.
I agree. I think it's going to be a late winter. That's probably what they want to do in March because it's technically still winter.
Sure.
Okay.
So they start off by saying, as our fantastic community continues to grow, we've got a total of 25 gnomes up for grab.
Yeah, so the categories are as follows. For videos, this is up to public vote. Content has entertained you on YouTube or other video platforms. Let's go back and forth.
Sure.
Okay, so best...
These are the different categories.
Yes, different categories. Best new RuneScape video creator.
Best new old school RuneScape creator.
Best RuneScape video creator.
Best old school video creator.
RuneScape video of the year.
Old school RuneScape video of the year.
Best series. This category spans both games.
And best guide maker educational content creator. This spans both games as well.
I feel like they shouldn't span both games.
Well-
Honestly, none of them should.
Okay. Next we have streaming.
Yes, this is also going to be by public vote. So best new RuneScape streamer.
Best old RuneScape streamer.
Best RuneScape streamer.
Best old school RuneScape streamer.
And best streamed event. This is for both games.
And then almost lastly, we have the art section. This is also public community votes. And the first is going to be the best new RuneScape streamer or RuneScape artist.
You're just obsessed with that. Best new OS artist.
Best RuneScape artist.
Best OS artist.
Best RuneScape artistic creation.
Best OS artistic creation.
Best cosplay, spanning both games.
And best music composition, spanning both games. Also, I've decided if you want to nominate me, I would like you guys to nominate. Which one was it I decided?
You're Scurrius?
No. Yeah, my Scurrius cosplay. I totally
Yeah.
forgot. Yeah, I posted in Discord. It's
Yeah.
probably, it might be too late now, to be honest.
Probably.
Anyway, some other categories. Gamer of the Year. This spans both games.
A player whose in-game achievements over the last year are a particular standout.
That should be me for not getting Scurrius.
Yeah.
Old School RuneScape's Creator Choice Award. This is chosen by creators. It's time to find out who your favorite creator's favorite creator really is.
Okay.
I don't know which
And
creators
then,
they're asking.
RuneScape Creators Choice Award. Same thing, but for RuneScape.
And plus, we have community rewards. That's chosen by Jagex. That will be community champion for RuneScape.
And old school.
I thought you were gonna like dramatically.
No.
That was like the vibe.
Anyways,
Anyway,
it is open for nominations. There's a link. It goes until Thursday, January 23rd. So there's only 4 days from when we're recording this.
what was kind of annoying whenever I went, I nominated myself. I don't care. It was very deep in the questions. You have to click the category for both, and then there's so many questions you have to go past to get to it. You can't
Yeah.
skip. Just kind of lame.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Anyways, that is going to go on until, like I said, 4 days from now. And then they'll ask you for the winners. The voting phase will close February 6th. So
Where
you
even
have
are
some
you?
time.
Oh, you skipped something. So the Golden Gnome panels will review the nominees, and the short list will be announced on January 30th, and then again we vote. You
Okay.
skipped that part of it.
Well, either way,
How dare you?
it's going to, the voting is going to end on February 6th, either way.
Yes.
And after everything checks out and it's been a fair process, the lucky winners will be announced at RuneFest Saturday, March 1st.
Cool. They do want to say, please be advised that all Golden Gnome winners will need to be operating in accordance with our Jagex fan content policy, which happened last year. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm just assuming everyone is, to be honest. I'm not checking.
Who knows?
I'm going to nominate people and vote for them. I don't care.
That's it, though. It's just a bit of gold gnome
Yeah,
stuff
so-
going on.
If you know someone that you want to nominate or you want to nominate yourself, you only have a few more D's, make sure to go and do that soon.
Yeah, and also make sure to vote for whoever you like as well, obviously. Besides that, though, that's it for Golden Gnome stuff. We can move on to the next blog, which is Leagues 5. The
Yeah.
actual update for this week.
So the update, this was the league's rewards. They finally arrived in game with a lot of issues.
Yeah, like I said, this was a rough update this week.
Mhm.
Very rough. A lot of people were not so happy with the state of how it was released.
Okay, so we can go over some of the issues that have been happening.
Sure.
Projectiles are missing from the Venator bow ornament kit. That'll be cold fix next week.
Yeah, so essentially, a lot of these things are just like the rewards weren't working the way they were supposed to.
Yeah.
So, for instance, Raging Echo sets weren't storable in the POH.
The bow and spirit tree scroll are tradable, yet aren't listed in the GE.
Also, the Echo Aram's ornament kit just didn't come with the staff.
They're removing the ornament kit from the Fairy Ring Spirit Tree, or Portal Nexus also removes the object. That one's actually been fixed.
Yes, and also when using the Fairy Ring teleport with the Raging Echo override in the POH, players are teleported to the normal Spirit Tree instead of the Fairy Ring.
Oh, that's interesting. Goblin decorations can be placed or applied to the Spirit Tree with Fairy Ring, Fancy Rejuvenation Pool, and Ornate Rejuvenation Pool. Investigating.
Yeah, they're aware of some mobile performance issues caused by highlight quest start options, and they're investigating a fix, but it's been resolved.
Yeah, they resolved it. They should really update. Honestly, I feel like they should remove this stuff once updated.
Yeah, probably.
Well, actually, no, because then people could be like, oh, they just don't know about my problem.
Maybe, but it shouldn't be a problem at that point.
True. The League's 5 Portal Nexus Scroll, Spirit Scroll, and Scrying Pool Scroll currently have a construction level requirement of trying to use them, not just to obtain the item. That one has been hotfixed, and they removed the construction level requirements to use them. That is really weird.
It was 92.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, when attempting to direct empty League 5's portals, players received an error saying, or instead of the portal being directed.
That one's been hotfixed. Another hotfixed one is league points aren't being transferred to the main world upon opening up the relic and area interfaces.
Yeah, so I said some people needed to log in and do a actual task.
Make sure you go log in just to make sure your points are there. You're running out of days.
Lastly, the League's 5 Spirit Tree is facing the wrong direction.
Yeah, they're investigating that one. You told me about that one.
Yeah, so all these things.
I guess you could just rotate the room. But then you have to, but then if you know where everything is, your pool's in a different place. Oh, it's a whole thing.
So all these things are either being investigated or have been resolved or will be resolved in next week's update via a cold fix.
Okay. There's also some points that were raised that aren't bugs. So one question is, will I lose my league points if I no longer have membership? For those who no longer have membership, no leagues points are lost and will transfer all leagues points over to main accounts. However, this is a manual process that takes time. If you'd like your league points sooner, we recommend logging in before Leagues 5 closes.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it, but I don't know. But we might have already mentioned it, but make sure to log into your Leagues account.
Yeah, you're really
one
running
last
out of time
before Leagues ends if you haven't, because that's the way to get your points.
Speaking of running out of time, why haven't I even logged into RuneScape today? And I only need 900 more points.
Yeah, you're probably not going to get them.
2 days left. Shut up. Oh my god, that'd be so sad.
There's some confusion with the League's 5 portal upgrade scroll. So if you use it on the highest tier buildable items such as the marble portal and crystalline portal nexus.
Oh, you can't use it on the wood one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Confused with the rugs and curtains. So these are construction materials. So remove the rugs, curtains, and a new version will show up in the build menu, which requires the league item. I would have expected that. I feel like they should have warned of that ahead of time, but okay.
Yeah. So that was just some things that people didn't understand.
Yes.
But pretty much the rest of this is going to be talking about the League's 5 Echo rewards because that's what came out this week.
Yeah, we'll just go a little over it. So first is the POH Spirit Tree. This one, it has a fairy ring as well. Does it have to have the fairy ring? I think it must.
Yes.
It's pretty though. It's all blue. It has purple leaves and stuff, and its face is oh. But yeah. I like it. It's pretty.
He does kind of look a little stupid in game.
He looks a little stupid, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay. Then we have the death animation. This is the one that looks like you just, I don't know, are having a crazy hallucination.
Wow. Oh, it's sped up. I was like, this looks pretty.
Yeah.
Slow, probably less pretty.
It looks like, I guess the thing is, your spirit is supposed to be also dying at the same time, but it just kind of looks like you're hallucinating.
Yeah. Aram the Blights equipment ornament kit. So this is Aram's, but bisexual. Everything's pink, purple, bluish.
Yes, it
pretty,
is.
With a face on the hood.
A purple to pink ombre effect. Mm-hmm. It does look pretty good.
Pretty bi. They also have some reward point changes. So the Aram's ornament kit went from 8,000 to 6,000 points. Virtus went from 10,000 to 8,000. There's no picture of the Virtus. I don't even remember what it looks like.
Yeah.
The death scroll went from 3,000 to 2,000, and the Nexus went from 5,000 to 4,000.
I think that might have been to address. They said that some of the costs were a little steep because
Yeah.
I think I mentioned last week, if you did buy all of the rewards, it would
Some people couldn't afford
it would
it.
cost more points than you could have achieved
Yeah, like physically impossible in that region.
in the entire leagues. Like if you got all of the league's points, you couldn't get the rewards.
That's crazy.
Next, they say that with these changes, they hope it feel more rewarding to spend those points and snag the items you've been working so hard for. And the rewards will be priced the same as ever. So if you want the banner, it's 500. The teleport's 1,000. The NPC contact is 5,000. The vendor is 10,000.
Wow.
The most expensive hunter outfit is 20,000.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty expensive. And the spirit tree scroll is 6,000, rug 5,000 or 500, curtains 500, scrying pool 3,000, and the portal is 1,000.
Wowzers. They also have a Discord high score, so that's everyone who's doing the best in leagues. First, we'll just say first only, J-Chan 3580 with 84,200 points. That's the max for that region, I'm assuming.
I think so.
It must be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Holy moly, you guys.
I didn't see who it was, but I know I think there was like 3 people competing to be the first to max points.
Oh.
I don't think this was one of them, but I just saw that. I didn't know.
So potentially there's other people fighting for this.
No, this is just on the
Oh, it's
Discord.
Discord only.
Yeah, this is
yes,
Discord
of course.
rewards.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, I know those people were doing that a long time ago. But
Yeah. But that's it for leagues. Leagues is going to be ending in a few days. So if you need to go get your next rank like me, you should probably log in. We all just need to log in, I guess.
Yep.
I'm just stuck on like annoying task. It's not even hard. It's like 99 fire making. I need to just do it. I have the logs.
Yeah, you should, because if not, you're not going to get dragon.
If I'm 900 away and don't get dragon, that'd be really embarrassing. I need to get dragon.
That would be. And this, like you said, it is ending pretty soon. So yeah, make sure to get in if you actually want to play it. And there were some additional changes this week.
Yeah, some UI changes. The minimap subsection in the settings menu, they've given it a bit of a tidy up. So previously, all minimap related settings were scattered throughout the interface section. Now we've added a dedicated minimap subsection there, making it easier than ever for you to find and adjust your minimap settings.
And yeah,
Some of their settings are kind of all over. I always just search for whatever I need because I'm like, I don't even know what you guys are doing.
yeah, it is really good to just like go through there real quick and like probably turn off activity advisor. You're probably not going to need that, or the wiki entity lookup, probably just going to use the website. But
Sure.
yeah, if you want to clean up your UI, they made it a little bit easier. Also, the high score panel arrows get a dynamic update.
Oh, is this for mobile? Yeah, this is mobile.
Yeah, this is mobile. So another UI news, we've had some small tweaks to the high score panel arrows. Up until now, the arrows for different sections of the panel remain unchanged, regardless of whether a section was expanded or collapsed. Now you'll find that the arrows dynamically update depending on the section state.
The arrows point up or down, and they got a whole paragraph to let us know.
Yeah.
Trouble Brewing XP adjustments and bug fixes.
Bro.
Robert said that people are upset about this.
It is a thrashing.
Yeah, so they did adjust Trouble Brewing last year. It seems like some of you, especially Irons, have been fermenting a little too much XP. Honest Jimmy's been keeping tabs, and he reckons you've had more than your fill, so we're slightly scaling down XP rates for a few actions in the minigame to keep things balanced.
Slightly, bro. Remember they just said the word slightly.
Okay, so boiler pressure now it's 25 strength XP for increasing the pressure. Lighting logs grants 100 fire making when in the boiler. Collecting a bear nut gives 50 hunter with an extra 200 cooking XP when you deposit it. Fletching scrapey bark now earns 50 XP for fletching, and putting in the hopper rewards 100 cooking XP. Catching sweet grubs now gives 40 hunter XP with 100 cooking for dropping them in the hopper. Adding your team's war to the hopper earns 100 cooking XP. Do you know how much it was before?
Yeah, it was like twice as much.
Oh.
Yeah. So you were
That's
able
brutal.
to get like over 100,000 fletching an hour previously. Now it's about half. Same thing with I think it was fire making. I forgot which one it was, but what it might have been. Yeah, I think it was fire making. You could have gotten, maybe it was cooking. One of the two. Either way, you could have got like 200,000 an hour, and again, it's about half now.
Wow, okay. Took them a while to do that though. That was like in May.
Yeah. So I mean,
Hopefully
I
you
guess
got your XP in.
you got good XP for like a year, kind
Yeah,
of.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Some other changes. Slayer helmet now acts as a warm item in Wintertot thanks to their earmuff properties. The Araxide Slayer helmet inventory icon has been realigned, and player's armor no longer occasionally remains invisible after using the makeover service.
Huge.
Like you're naked.
Okay. That's
That's
it.
it for the updates.
Yeah.
Not it for blogs though. We do have one final blog to go over. So that was feedback on the Varlamore final Dawn rewards.
Yeah,
We still
so
got these last week.
for anyone that doesn't remember, this included the things such as the Avernic treads, which are, the boots that combined all three boots, the new best in slot
Tradable cape.
tradable cape, and then also the Diabolic Aegis, which was a two-hander. I don't know why they called it an
The
Aegis.
Demon Bane thing. Thrall upgrade.
Yeah.
And then the new melee weapon TM that we'd have no knowledge of.
Yeah. So there was quite a few items, and
A lot of feedback.
yeah, we were
1 out of 10.
not super enthusiastic.
Some parts sound cool. I guess it doesn't matter now because we're going to talk into it. I didn't understand why they're making best in slot mage unless it was going to be like the new Inferno. But they do talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. I mean,
We can start with the Avernic treads though.
we're gonna go over this. I'm gonna preface this by saying that this is no longer a poll.
What?
I don't know if you remember that.
Do one more round of feedback changes before the poll. No, it is polled. I think that the melee weapon is not polled.
Nah, look when this was updated, the 14th.
Yeah.
I'm almost certain this is not a poll anymore.
Oh, like it's over?
No, like they said that they didn't like that we were so negative to it that they are not doing it anymore.
I heard that about one thing, but no. So I don't think.
And they canceled the live stream.
What? Why are they not typing that in here? Where'd you hear this?
I mean,
Who told you this? How do I even tell if this is the truth? Okay, so we looked into it a little bit, and as of what date was this? The 16th, 2 days after this blog, the team has decided that they need more time to discuss how to proceed with the Varlamore rewards, and as a result, the rewards live stream has been postponed along with the poll.
yeah.
Should we still read it? Because I mean, it's postponed, it's not canceled.
Sure. So yeah, that's why I wanted to mention it.
Yeah.
So, what we're about to talk about is not going to be relevant for right now, but maybe in the future they'll
Soon
bring these
TM.
items back.
Yeah, they're talking about it. So if you still have feedback, I don't know. They're already discussing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we start talking about Avernic treads.
Yeah, so the Avernic treads, for anyone that doesn't remember, you used to have to combine all three boots previously in order
You still
to
have to.
get this item, and they aren't really changing much.
No, I mean, honestly, I feel like they did make a valid point. So this high-level boss is aimed at players who are likely already have the required boots, so will only see benefit of not having to lug 3 pairs of shoes around. They say people who have an Inferno cape or like learning Inferno are going to go here.
Yeah.
I think it's valid to make a new pair of shoes and have to use all 3 of those. Honestly, I think that's fair.
I saw an idea that would be better,
Okay.
and it would just simply to require all 3 stones from Serb.
Oh, rather than the boots themselves.
Rather than the boots
Yeah, I mean,
themselves.
I'm down with that too. But I guess if you are an iron, you can't remove them from the boots, can you? I think it might be
Regardless,
Undoable.
you might have extra stones. The chances of you having extra ranger boots is pretty low.
well, I just think you'd replace your boots.
Well, they're not a best in slot upgrade over ranger.
Oh, range
boots.
is the only one. Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Or maybe they are. I don't remember, but
I mean they're disgusting. There's no point of looking disgusting.
yeah,
they're discussing it.
They're disgusting.
So the stats don't even really matter anymore. But I do think that having like trading in 3 very valuable things for the best in slot boots, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I
Yeah.
just liked the idea of the 3 stones from Serb more, just because of how difficult or just rare or just expensive in general the rangers are.
Yeah.
To remove a bunch of those from the game when they're already rare doesn't seem super
I mean,
necessary.
if I start doing more medium clues, I can make a lot of money.
Yeah, you and everyone says that until they start doing their 500
I like clues.
their 500 medium, and they're like, wow, I don't want to do this anymore.
It is gonna be brutal going back to main game with clues though.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll take me a couple months to adjust.
Yeah, that's my only
That's
thing.
that. They're just gonna leave it alone basically.
Yeah.
This one has a lot of changes.
Yeah.
So the Eldritch Veil. We heard your feedback and decided to make it untradeable, but would like to explain our original reasoning. This is the Mage Cape, by the way.
This is the Mage Cave that was going to give you negative prayer and slightly be the best in slot Mage Cave.
Yeah. So lately, we've been having a lot of conversation about player expectations and consistency. The Veil was never intended to be an Inferno or Magic Cape. We'd argue that the Avernic Treads are the standout unlock for the boss. They definitely didn't word it like that, though.
They're also not.
Yeah, the Eldritch Veil was intended to be a minor upgrade, a stopgap between the Imbued God Capes and your eventual Magic Cape. I want to pause here to say I would be okay with that. They should have said that.
Yeah. They came
You didn't
out
say that. You just were calling
saying
it
that
best in
this is
slot.
going to be one of the hardest pieces of content in the game with a new best in slot cape.
Yes, you should have worded
What
it.
else would you expect us to think?
I don't even think that they needed to adjust it. If they could have just adjusted and been like, "Oh, sorry guys, we misunderstood." You know, it can still be tradable as long as you tell us it's a slight upgrade, but there will be a mage cape in the future.
Yeah.
They could have done that, but whatever. So, since the Doom isn't like the Inferno or the Mage Arena with a defined end goal and accompanying reward, we felt it was important to have tradable uniques that are more obtainable at higher levels, so there's a real economic incentive for skilled players to push themselves. We use the term consistency a lot, but also want to avoid designing ourselves into a corner by inventing specific, unmoving rules like every cape upgrade must come from a wave-based minigame, or every raid should drop uniques that are particularly useful in that raid. The one thing we don't want is to make upgrades feel samey. We want to use the reward space to its full potential. In this instance, we're willing to set that aside and make the veil untradeable. Going forward, however, we'd very much like to hear your thoughts on the broader topics of untradeable uniques, consistency, and how we can more clearly set expectations without giving everything away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys should have just told us it's an upgrade for now. It's not going to be like the Inferno cape.
Yeah.
It should have just been a little more clear because you compared it to Inferno. That's what really screwed it all over. You compared this new thing to Inferno.
Yeah, and also I also don't even know if this is the right move because this would be like one of the top 3 or 4 most difficult things in the game probably. And the fact that nothing good tradable comes from it would be kind of weird.
Yeah.
Literally nothing good. Like the boots wouldn't be, the cape wouldn't be, this weapon, the Aegis, it is tradable, but it sucks. And then the other weapon is the quest weapon.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know.
There was, because I was just comparing to Inferno. I want you to read this one.
They say on the last note, it's tricky for us to explain where combat encounters like this sit in terms of progression. We previously mentioned that the endgame boss aimed at players at or above combat 120, preferably with their own Inferno cape. However, this isn't the Inferno, and we don't intend the Eldritch Veil to replace the Inferno cape.
They should have compared to Inferno. They should have never mentioned the word Inferno in comparison.
Yeah, you should.
Because now everyone's thinking this is the Mage Inferno.
You should just say endgame player because...
You should just say Hardmore Top or like Blorva.
I think for you to say that someone doing this content is the same person that's doing the Inferno, immediately everyone knows that player. And a lot of people aren't that player.
Yeah, a lot of people be intimidated and assume this must be the Inferno of Mage.
Yeah, and so obviously immediately there's assumptions made, especially because the Inferno gives you the actual best in slot melee cape that's been the best in slot for a long time.
Yeah, I feel like Inferno has such a reputation now. You low-key can't compare anything to it unless it was like, so we have Inferno for melee, Colosseum for Quiver, and I was like, whoa, do we have the Osto Ayak for Mage?
Yeah.
That's what I assumed.
Like, automatically, you say that, and I'm all like, okay, this is going to be an undeniably the best item for a long time. It's going to take anywhere between 30 minutes and an hour and a half to do, and it's going to reward you pretty much nothing of value except for this cape. Like, those are the types of assumptions I'm making.
Mm-hmm. So, with all this information in mind, here's what we're changing about the Veil. It will be untradeable. We're boosting the per stat to +1 and re-examining the defense. Before it was -2. We're going to make it a guaranteed drop at Delve level 8. So, this does mean that we're removing the demonic mark altogether and any attachment to the existing god capes. The Veil will drop as a standalone item. Since this is an endgame boss, we still expect imbued god capes to form an important part of your progression.
Yeah.
If you're doing this, yeah, you almost definitely have done MA2.
Yeah, that's true. But I also saw someone mentioning that it is kind of weird that this would even be tied to imbued capes, considering imbued capes aren't tradable anyways. So
that's where the demonic mark was coming in, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's really weird.
I just thought it was kind of weird that you would go from an untradable item to a tradable item instead of an untradable to an untradable.
Yeah.
But also, it's just kind of weird that this isn't tradable, considering it wasn't even like that good either. Also, it's just like a bunch of like weird, like their line of thinking doesn't line up with a lot of other things, and like things that you said, like they don't want this to be Inferno, but they're gonna make it almost exactly like Inferno, and that it is kind of wave based.
It is interesting because they're like, we don't want it to be wave based, but it's essentially waves at your own pace.
Yeah,
because you're just going down deeper levels whenever you choose, and if you leave, you have to start over.
It's kind of wave based. It's
actually underground tunnel based. It's different.
It's also they even went further into it becoming Inferno in the fact that it's untradeable. It also, they're examining the defenses, so now it's just undeniably going to be the best in slot.
That's why, okay, reminder that this is all stalled. Now I think that they're probably going to, I think that they might just cancel this item.
Yeah, and they also,
because they would want to save it.
The last point is one of the biggest points. They said that they're adding a flat minimum hit of 2 as a passive effect, so you'll never hit 0 with this item.
Wow.
And this means that any successful accuracy roll will roll between 2 and your max hit, and this doesn't account for the Tumikin's multiplier.
Mostly Trident Sanguinesti.
So it's a significant boost for faster hitting weapons like the Tridents or the Sanguinesti.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this would just, you're like more solidifying it as the Inferno equivalent for Mage.
I think that's why they're stalling it.
When saying that it's not.
Yeah. I don't know what they're going to do. This is kind of like up in the air, low-key.
Yeah, and it's also weird that they're all like, oh yeah, we've never even talked about this this Doom Delve thing, but also here's the new best in slot item.
Yeah, kind of weird. They should have just been clear. Like, they should have, instead of saying new best in slot, they should have said a slight upgrade.
Yeah, I think what they should have done is they should have
compared it to Inferno.
I think they should have been all like, I mean, if they wanted to pull this and then pull the like, quest reward, then cool, and then they could have started progress on this, and then they could have been like, all right, what type of reward do we want to come from this? Because like they could have done their quest thing, and then maybe like one of these items or something, but like I don't know, just also the items on display here are weird.
I don't know. Like, next up.
The Diabolic Aegis, which is not a shield, even though Aegis has been a shield since forever. Like what? Anyways, our goal with the Aegis was to include a niche reward that's particularly useful against the boss that drops it. Since Astoayak is a demonic creature, the Demon Bane effect would be the obvious choice.
We are aware that we found a few Demon Bane weapons enter the game lately, and some of you feel that they don't have a lot of use cases right now.
Yeah.
This is not the first time this has happened. Some of you remember similar feedback levied at the Venator Bell. In time, we think that Demon Bane, Demon Ward, and the Diabolical Aegis will fit their place too. We are, however, bringing the attack requirement down to 70 to make it feel more in line with the content where it'll be useful now.
I like how they don't even... Also, the fact that they ended that sentence with bringing it down to 70, considering that this comes from the quote-unquote some of the hardest content in the game, why is it dropping level 70 items?
They shouldn't have ever compared it, or I know they didn't technically compare it to Inferno. They should have never mentioned the word Inferno, because now there's like a weird reputation about this content.
That'd be the same.
That may or may not be true.
That'd be the same thing if they're like, all right, you got to wave 50 Inferno. Here's your fire cape.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would I need that?
Yeah.
That is garbage to me.
Thrall upgrade.
Thrall upgrade. Yeah, this is the best one.
Yeah, if you want to read this.
Following feedback, we're not moving forward with the Thrall upgrade. It sucks.
Thralls could use an upgrade, like somehow. That just wasn't it, maybe.
Yeah, like
Rape
I said.
was actually surprisingly, it was like, oh, it kind of would have been interesting with the placements.
It would have been interesting until you're all like, oh, dang, this is dumb. I'm just not going to use this.
Yeah, the thing is, you can't control where your thralls go. Yeah, they have really bad pathing.
Like I said, you're not going to spawn him and then run to the other side of whatever you're fighting just to get the 5 damage or something, unless you're going for a world record.
We did see a lot of you clamoring for a reward related to the Book of the Dead, and we want to assure you all that the Kryn storyline will continue in the future. This is not relevant to that storyline at all, so it's not going to be affecting Xerasian magic.
Yeah.
AKA the Kryn stuff.
It was just weird.
That's fair.
Like the Thrall seemed unrelated. The 2-handed sword that, was dropped for mid levels. The new best in slot mage cape. And then also...
I like the idea of the boots.
The boots?
I would get the boots.
I guess?
I'd like them.
I don't know.
Okay. Is there more on the bottom?
No, that's it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there's a little bit of the melee weapon. We almost forgot about that.
They say they start talking about the new melee weapon.
This is from the quest. This is like kind of separate.
Yeah. So they hear your request for a nice stab weapon because this was another slash weapon. Surprise, surprise. And we're open to work on that in the future. However, knowing that what this particular weapon is, it's going to only work as a slash.
Could it be that one weapon, the Kopesh?
I mean, maybe.
Wait, why did that come from Varlamore? I don't know. Could be anything.
On that point, things are getting heated around the number of burn effect weapons. So essentially, Yeah, they're removing the burn effect. They're also removing the AoE effect because
They're looking to remove it.
yeah, they were looking to remove the burn effect. They're just probably going to straight up remove the AoE effect. For anyone that doesn't remember, this used to spec hit the main character, their main enemy, and one secondary enemy, which had like almost no use cases in this game.
I mean, it would have been okay with Slayer.
For what mobs?
Like anything multi and Krend.
Yeah, which you would just burst.
I hate bursting.
Oh, so you're one of those.
I like melee the most. I don't know why.
Yeah. But anyways, the thing is, most people that are meleeing are usually AFK meleeing, so they're not going to spec, and people that are bursting are going to be bursting and not meleeing. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like people were like, all right, almost no one's going to use this, so why are you putting in the game?
To compensate, we're reducing the special attack energy cost, which might make this little beauty shine a bit brighter. As a guaranteed quest reward, this weapon really leans into the themes of the storyline. Our aim here isn't to shift metas or to move needles, it's to celebrate your completion of our newest quest series. So, summed up, they're reducing the special attack cost to 30% down from 50 and removing the AoE from special.
Yeah, so
they
they'd be
might still keep the
keeping
burn.
they'd be keeping the burn, which means you do
Okay.
an additional 30 if you spec 3 times back to back. You'd be doing an additional 30 burn damage over however many seconds.
I'm surprised that they're telling us so much about a quest thing, to be honest. Usually they don't tell us about quest weapons, do they?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Well, usually quest weapons don't matter.
It's fair.
But
There's
yeah,
a couple more.
I mean, I guess this maybe would be like a cool item depending on the stats.
It's
but
a quest item. I know I'm not going to use it. I have a
the thing is,
scythe.
you also get like at this point with this quest, you're competing against things like the sim, the D sim and the Z axe, which are very strong slash weapons. So to put another one here, it's like, why? Also, we have the Slayer dungeon. So some of you gluttons for punishment felt that the Slayer level for the Elder Stalkers felt a little bit too low. Our response is that these creatures were purposely designed to pad out lower level progressions.
Yeah, they weren't supposed to be like max level Slayer. They're just little deer guys.
They're literally not even level 100.
Yeah.
Pushing the requirement higher would just contradict our initial design. It would mean changing the entire reward pitch as the Antler
Which,
Guard.
spoiler, they are now.
Yeah. And the Antler Guard is a fairly low level item anyways, and it's not meant to compete with the Dragon Defender, so it wouldn't make sense for them to have that drop after you've gotten the Defender.
Yeah, so the Antler Guard, it's, as a reminder, going to be like an offhand. It's supposed to sit below the Dragon Defender. So if for whatever reason you like Slayer, you really don't feel like going to Cyclopses yet, which is valid. No one wants to go there.
True.
You can go and grind this instead.
Yeah, and this is...
It's not supposed to be crazy high level.
Yeah, this is a very high prayer offhand, so they're upgrading it to a +5 offhand.
That's cool.
So that means that you could put this in your offhand and have whatever weapon in your main hand with full proselyte, and you could AFK for a long time.
That's actually nice for like buyers or something.
Yeah. So it's not meant to be like a good item. It's just meant to be you can AFK now at whatever. Like if you're at like Moss Giants doing Slayer, then you can do it for a long time.
I think it's an interesting thing that people are complaining about, because even getting a dragon, the content's not like high level. It's just time consuming.
Yeah.
So I don't know why this would be high level.
And some people were not so happy about the negative defense values. Again, you would only ever use this where you're doing overheads, so the defense value doesn't matter.
Yes.
Yeah, if you want
So
the
they're not
defense,
changing that.
if you want the defense values, go get the Dragon Defender. This is like a level 50 item.
This is very mid-level if you're feeling lazy. This is not going to be best in slot anywhere. It's not that deep.
Yeah. So
did read it's not that deep.
Yeah, I could see them bringing like some of the Slayer stuff back.
But yeah, now everything's postponed, so who knows what they're going to change. We just want to keep you guys updated, so I didn't want to skip it.
Yeah, honestly, this kind of felt like out of nowhere.
I'd agree. Because,
So-
I mean, it's coming out. Well, I guess it's going to be out in a couple months. I don't know. I'm excited to hear what they have to say whenever they're back, because it sounds like they weren't even totally sure what they were doing.
Yeah, it kind of sounded like they were just like not really like back from break or something.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, because yeah, it just didn't seem like it was all there or it was like super thought out or anything like that. Honestly, kind of seems like they like went on break and then stumbled into the new year in general. Just a lot of not coherent things happening.
I actually like the antler guard, and I like the boots.
Yeah.
I'll say it. I don't care.
Okay.
That's it for the vlogs, though.
That is it for the blogs. We had quite
Lot
a
of
few
vlogs.
things to go over, but drama aside, blogs done. We can move on to the Q&A.
The drama's just beginning because did you realize we forgot Zachary's question?
I know.
Ugh.
We
Whoops.
remembered, Zachary. I know you came into the stream to remind us, but
Sorry.
as soon as we were done publishing the podcast, we already remembered about you, so we weren't gonna forget 2 weeks in a row. But we only forgot the first time because you spelled my name wrong.
That's why.
That's why.
You put 2 B's. Robert.
Robert.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Zachary said my wife and I got me a new PC for Christmas, our anniversary. Happy anniversary, by the way.
Yeah, happy PC.
Looking forward to getting off of mobile, wildly on mobile before. Robert, do you have any recommendations for needed software, virus protection? What do y'all use to? Okay, we could do one at a time.
Yeah.
Any recommendations for software virus protection?
So for virus protection, easy answer, no. The Windows Defender that it comes with is plenty good for pretty much anything nowadays. If you get a virus, it is your fault for going to not good places and or opening sketchy things.
I do go to really sketch websites to get sound effects for shorts.
Yeah, don't do that.
I shouldn't.
If you're getting an email, you don't know who it's from,
Don't click
download it. So don't click on links you don't know where you're going. Those things will take you way further than any defender could ever do.
Yeah.
So no one's gonna get into your system. Just keep your Windows up to date, and that'll be the best line of defense.
Okay.
As far as software that you need, I would probably just uninstall as many things as you don't need. And also, when you go into your task manager, there's a startup menu. Make sure only the things that you want to start up. Like if your Steam launches, your Origin launches, your Epic Games launches, and then like 5 windows pop up at the same time, and your computer is still like waking up, just turn those things off. You're not going to play all those games at the same time. Just only.
I need to do that.
I would recommend just going through, uninstalling what you don't need, and making sure things that starting up only start up because you use them every day.
Okay. What do y'all use to record, edit videos? To record, we use OBS. That's what we're using right now. It's not always perfect, We're having some issues sometimes. But
it does work well, though.
It works well. I really like OBS for recording. And then you also have all the filters on and stuff. It has the chroma key, so we can get rid of the green screen. All kinds of things on there that are handy. And for editing, I use DaVinci Resolve.
DaVinci Resolve is free. It's made by Microsoft, I'm pretty sure. Also, OBS is an open source product. So
free.
It's also free. And if you are familiar with code at all, you can go through, because it is open source, and see how it is made. So it's, you can judge whether it's good or not for you.
And OBS, you can stream from it too. It's not just recording.
You can.
It's really nice. All my stream notifications, my stream title and stuff are all just set up on OBS whenever I go to record stuff.
Yeah.
And DaVinci, it's pretty easy to understand. Trust me, I get very frustrated learning. Robert tried to teach me Adobe Premiere before.
Yeah.
It was an emotional day for me.
Yeah.
I cried. I got frustrated.
Both
DaVinci's
are
way easier.
Production level softwares, so they can be intense.
Yeah, just watch a little video.
I would recommend watching many videos. And the Adobe Suite can be expensive, though. $60 for the whole thing, I'm pretty sure.
It's nice, though. Photoshop, we don't have the Adobe Suite anymore, but I do miss Photoshop.
Yeah.
I haven't found a program I like as much. But using Cricut, I don't like it as much.
Yeah, it is definitely quite a bit of a learn. It's much nicer at Photoshop.
Yeah.
That being said, also you can maybe check out, this is kind of cool. A lot of people don't know about this, but the NVIDIA Broadcast. It's obviously a software by NVIDIA. And what it does is it uses AI to, it can help with your audio, like your microphone, and make it sound better just by using the drivers in your graphics card, assuming you have an NVIDIA graphics card. And then also it can actually work for your webcam as well, and it'll use AI to make your webcam look better as well.
Is that the one where it makes it look like you're always looking at the screen?
Yeah, it does have an option where you can make it look like
eye tracking.
Your face is never not looking at the screen.
Kind of creepy. I wouldn't want to do that one.
Yeah.
Let me see if I skipped anything else.
But yeah, thank you for the question.
Thank you. We had another one from Zach technically this week saying, what do you guys think the membership price increase? We talked a lot about that.
Awful and greedy.
We feel badly.
Yeah. Also, zombie pirates are OP.
Yes. Let me see. We have a couple more questions from Harger over on Discord. So,
Also, I don't actually care that you spelled my name wrong.
Yeah, no, that was a
I know
joke.
some
It was
people
a
think
prank.
I am serious.
He's just monotone.
Yes.
Which of these OSRS spin-off mobile games would you be more likely to play? And what, in your opinion, would be the most successful or least of a flop? So first one, Agility Grind. It's basically like Temple Run with OSRS agility course themes. I love Temple Run, so I'm sold.
Okay.
Pest Out of Control. It's a tower defense style game with a pest control theme. You'd like that one.
Yeah, of course.
World with Gnomes.
Words with Gnomes.
Words with Gnomes. It's a Words with Friends style game where OSR's items, names, and locations were double points. That's fun. We actually just got a Scrabble board, and
Yeah.
we should do RuneScape words on it too.
Also,
We decided to allow Dutch words.
if anyone is a fan of Wordle, you know,
Wordle's fun.
it's a daily, for anyone that doesn't know, it's a daily refreshing thing. You can go to Wordle. I forgot who bought it.
It's New York Times.
New
but
York
it's still
Times
free.
bought it. But anyways, every day there's a new word. It's 5 letters long, and you guess what it is. There's a similar
Rundle.
one for RuneScape called Rundle.
We've done a video before together.
Yeah.
There's like a harder version too. That one's really hard.
It'll give you a new NPC name every day, and you can try and guess it. There's a glossary of different RuneScape characters, and there's a hard mode version, which is way harder.
Yeah. It's not quite the same as a Wordle. I think you have like unlimited shots.
Yeah.
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 But it's fun. It's challenging. We've done it a few
It is
times
way more
together.
difficult than Wordle. So.
Oh yeah. Last, Gnome Glider Control. It's like flight control, but Gnome gliders and OSR's locations. What would be
Oh, this is easy.
most successful? It would be the Pest Out of Control, I think. People like tower defense styles.
What I'm most likely to play is Pest Out of Control.
What I'm most likely to play would actually probably be the Word with Gnomes. I like word games. I don't love mobile games that much. Temple Run would be fun. The Agility Grind one would be fun, but I'd get tired of it.
Okay.
You would be super into the tower defense.
I think the
He
tower.
does like that. It's like the balloon game.
I was gonna say, I think the tower defense one would be the most successful,
Yes.
only because you said words with gnomes would be an OSRS themed words with friends.
Well, they're worth
Because-
more points if it is.
Yeah, if it was a regular words with friends, I think it would be more successful, strictly based on how many Facebook moms would play it. Pest control, out of control would be.
That's a really good game idea,
That would be.
to be honest.
The thing is, like, balloons TD, which is balloons
love that.
tower defense, one of the more successful games in our time, and it is exactly this, just monkey themed. So if you just made
With
it
balloons.
if you made it like medieval themed, it would immediately be as good. It's not like
With the spinners and stuff.
yeah, it's not
That'd
like
be fun.
it's not like it's a crazy, intense, like they thought out of the box for this game. It's monkeys shooting balloons. So I mean, yeah,
You're
I
like
think
that, but you're just ranging spinners and stuff.
yeah, exactly. So like the
That would
bar
definitely be the most
the
popular.
bar to popularity is pretty low there. So
Yeah.
I'd probably say that one.
Should we say what we think would be the least successful? I
Um
want to say flight control because I've never played it.
yeah, I was gonna say that too, because
It might actually be very fun. I don't know. I've never played it, so I'm just gonna vote for what I haven't heard of because the other three I've heard of games similar before.
yeah, Temple Run, obviously everyone likes that on
Everyone
their
loves Temple
phone,
Run.
so that was a big thing when it came out. Pest Control is really popular, or tower defense is really popular. Words,
Pest control's really
all the words games are fun
Yeah.
and popular.
Maybe we should try flight control. Maybe we'd like it.
Maybe.
Probably. Mobile games can honestly be really fun. Speaking of, in real life question, what is your favorite mobile game of all time? Do you remember the one I was obsessed with?
RuneScape,
Puzzles and Zombies.
Puzzles and Zombies.
Oh my god, I was sponsored by them. I would have paid you to let me be sponsored by. I loved that game.
Okay.
I was obsessed with that game. I would in the stream be like, I need to get ready for bed, and then just sit here playing Puzzles and Zombies instead. It was fun.
Yeah,
I enjoy it.
huge.
Mobile games are very addicting. I get over them after like 2 weeks or so. And then another one was Call of Dragons.
Call of Dragons.
Call of Dragons, we both were really into. You actually spent money on Call of Dragons.
It was like $3.
Yeah, but still, I've never spent money on mobile games. I thought that was crazy.
Yeah, it's not that much.
Those are both games I found out from sponsorship. So shout out to Stream Elements for allowing me to be sponsored by them. I was obsessed with those two.
Yeah.
And then before I knew you, my favorite game was the Kim Kardashian game.
Oh god.
It was so
Gross.
fun. I don't know why. I played that game for years. I never spent money on it. That's why I thought it was so weird when we spent money. Because, yeah, I told you, and I've mentioned on the podcast before, whenever Robert got a RuneScape membership, and I did too, I was like, I could spend money on games. Like, it was like an epiphany for me. Like, it never occurred to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was obsessed with that game. Mobile games are fun, man.
Okay.
What about you?
I've really only ever played one for more than like a little bit. I mean, Genshin Impact is kind of fun. I didn't really play it on my phone too much.
I would just consider, even if it's because I didn't play Call of Dragons on my phone, but it is a mobile game.
Yeah, no. So like Shadow Legends is actually pretty fun.
Okay,
Raid Shadow
Raid Shadow
Legends.
Legends is fun.
It's pretty fun. I didn't really play it on mobile. Genshin
That was a good
Impact,
one.
I played a little bit on mobile, but I played more on the PC.
Hmm.
The only game I ever actually played on mobile,
What was it? You played one a few years ago.
it was AFK Arena.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually spent like not a ton of money. It was probably like $30 over the like year or two that I played it. But
That's whenever you worked overnight, right?
I don't know. I played it for some time.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty fun game. It's literally just an like there's like a little bit of strategy, but it's really just an AFK auto battler. So
Mhm.
like you select 5 enemies or 5 guys and they go against 5 guys.
Same with Puzzles and Zombies.
Yeah, so it's a really simple game. I just played it whenever I didn't have anything to do. But
Why does Raid Shadow Legends sound kind of fun right now?
yeah,
I think those games are fun because they're just mindless and you don't get invested.
true.
Like, it gets deleted and you're like, oh, lame, I was having fun. I forgot about all these games till right now. I think that's the beauty of mobile games, really, is that they're easy to get over. I forgot you were super into that game for a while.
Yeah, well, I wasn't super. I would just play it, and like it's the only game I had
Well,
on my
you'd
phone.
never played mobile games before that I'd seen, so I was like,
Yeah.
this is weird.
Yeah, the thing is, I had played it for like a year, and then I took a year break. I think when I knew you, and then I picked it up again for like another year.
Yeah, I feel like you, once we were living together, you're playing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, from Matt on Discord, if you, as a person, were legally banned from playing OSRs forever, meaning you can't create a new account to bypass an account ban, would you play RuneScape 3, assuming it was strangely still allowed? Yes. Because I wouldn't have
Yeah.
I wouldn't have an MMO. So I would just like
Loser.
I said earlier, I don't play other MMOs. I can't handle playing 2 MMOs at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would have to find a new one. Might as well do RuneScape 3 because at least some of the lore is the same.
Yeah.
But I've seen it, and some parts of it are pretty, but I don't like how the characters look. It reminds me of like how I imagine WoW is. Also, never played WoW.
Okay. Definitely not the same.
Would you play RuneScape 3?
I would try it mostly just because I've heard people say it's actually fun.
Yeah, I think that people hating RuneScape 3 is actually just a meme because everyone
No,
I
it's
know
valid.
everyone I know that's played it loves it.
Yeah.
Even OSRS players who play for like a day, they're like, that was actually pretty fun.
The thing that's not fun is the amount of MTX in the game.
That's later in the game, probably.
I'm sure it is. But
Yeah.
like even you log in, there's daily login rewards.
Oh,
It's that type of stuff.
That'd be like a mobile game. It'd be a good mobile
Exactly.
game.
So I would try it out. I probably would play it. I don't know. I mean, I could see myself potentially playing it for like a year or something, but I'd probably play it for a few months and then stop, or almost right away and then stop. One of those.
Rename the podcast Bunebape Brie.
Yeah. If we, I obviously already don't play RuneScape too much, and I still do the podcast. So your second question is, would you still do the podcast without OSRS?
But you do it partly because you're like on and off. You would never be able to play it again.
If I never played it again, I would. It doesn't matter. I would still do the podcast.
But not like you're choosing to never. Like you were not allowed to. You can't
there's
log
no
in.
difference.
There's a difference.
There's no difference to me.
I don't know if I would. I think it would just make me sad because
Would we just talk about whatever games we're playing?
Yeah, I think Bunebape podcast. It would just be more so. I think we still have a podcast because I think it's fun.
Yeah.
I like having the podcast. It's
Would
a
it
cool
be
little hobby.
Bunebape, your weekly podcast on things that we've been playing this week.
Yeah, and it'd be RuneScape 3, so we could still keep the name. But I don't think I could talk about OSRS because if I was banned from playing the game, I would be very sad. This game, man, I love this game.
That's weird, dude.
I don't know.
You're a little too attached.
No, I would
Yeah.
just be jealous.
No, you're a little
You
too
don't
attached.
get FOMO?
No.
Neither do I.
No, I don't.
Wait, this reminds me. The other day I went to an eye appointment, and it was the last time I went to the eye doctor was before I started my in real life job. And it's before I was even doing YouTube shorts. So I just put as my job like streamer. And the person like who's like, testing your eyes and stuff before, like not the actual eye doctor. She was like, streamer, do you mean like playing stuff on Twitch? And I was like, yeah, I would play old school RuneScape. And she was like, oh, old school RuneScape. My boyfriend loves that game. And I was just like, whoa. She said so casually. I was like, he plays OSRS? And she's like, what? And I was like, sorry, old school RuneScape? And then she was telling me how she tried to get into it, but she thought it was ugly.
Yeah.
She pointed out he played when he was a kid. She did not. And I think that is just such a big... That's just the way to tell if someone's going to be into it or not. If you played it as a kid, you can get over the graphics. If you didn't, the graphics are kind of rough. But I thought that was really cool. So shout out the eye doctor secretary who checked my eyes.
Wow.
Her boyfriend plays RuneScape.
That was totally related to the podcast question.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know. I thought that was cool.
But yeah, no, I would still do it, but because Michelle probably wouldn't want to, we would probably just continue it, but not talking about OSRS.
We'd only talk about the drama, so I could be like, yeah, and they're stupid.
We'd probably be talking about like maybe gaming news in general, including what we've been playing recently.
I do love that Harger actually answered these questions.
Yes.
So first, would you play RuneScape 3? Harger said, no, I love OSRS, but I also love other things in life. I like other things in life. I'm indifferent about some things. I dislike RuneScape 3. I would never play it. It's actually less interesting to me than grocery shopping. I'd rather spend that extra time I don't spend OSRS looking through grocery stores for new products, discounts, or finding the best avocado than playing RuneScape 3. Okay, so like I was just saying, a lot of people like RuneScape 3. I clearly did not read Harger's message.
Yeah.
Until right now. Not everyone likes RuneScape 3.
Clearly not.
Yeah, clearly. And 2, would you still make the Bunebape podcast? Harger said, I can't really answer. But in their place, probably not. It seems like a weird form of torture talking about exciting updates you can never play. See, Harger gets it.
Yeah, it's like
it would be sad to me.
I could play them, but I also don't want to.
Yeah, that would make me feel bummed. Anyway, yeah, that's the question. Those are fun questions.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Matt and Harger.
Wraith, we'll get to your questions eventually, man.
Who's Wraith?
Evercore. Wraith sent me a screenshot that I will read on here. He said, was talking to someone who likes OSR's podcast. I said they should check out Bunebape. And they said, oh yeah, I've been listening to them for a long time while at work. And I had to explain that I submitted questions like 2 years ago, but they still dead name me as Wraith. And they're like, oh, Mayo, I've definitely heard of Wraith. I had no idea that was you. It's just the thing. I still think you're going to get Saint Wraith back.
No.
Wraith is our mod who typed, I'm 11 and got banned on Twitch and was not able to get the account back and is now Evercore.
Yeah. And also, to be fair, they did submit like 30 million questions in a Word document.
We don't have Word. I had him send us a PDF.
Yeah.
So I can, because I told him I can't really do the Word.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Your questions are very detailed. Okay.
It didn't seem like you wanted us to answer all 30 in one go.
It's been almost 2 years. It was in like April of 2023.
No, we're still getting to them.
I love it because sometimes your answers are like not even close to relevant anymore. You're like, yeah, if someday they had something after Inferno similar, and I'm like, oh, poor baby Ray didn't even know about Colosseum.
Yeah,
like a little baby.
There we go. But that's it for this week. This peculiar part 2, episode 200.
First time ever, hopefully only time ever. I'm glad that we did the part 2 rather than just putting this all out super late, though.
Yeah. So we will. This doesn't mean that we will not have our usual podcast coming up.
Yeah. This is just
kind of like an extra
weird
episode.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're welcome.
This is going to be going out kind of whenever we want to go out. Probably Monday or something.
Early
like
Monday,
that.
Hopefully. I stream tonight. Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't feeling the best today.
But yeah, so it's just going to go out at a random time. Don't expect podcasts at the same time in the future. But yeah, thanks for sticking around.
Yeah, thank you. It'll be Thursday nights, Friday mornings from here on out. Don't worry.
Yeah. So that's going to be it. Thanks for listening. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, you can check out our socials.
Yeah, you could also follow us on Spotify if you want. It'd help the algorithm. Just saying. I checked and we had 1 unfollower this week.
Huge.
I was like, nice. I didn't even know it would tell me that. Our TikTok and Twitter are Bunebapeosrs. Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram, and Blue Sky are all just Bunebape. I stream 4 days a week at twitch.tv/Bunebape. If I am not Dragon Rank next week, next week when Leagues is over, you guys should all just unfollow the podcast anyway and probably just report me.
Yeah, true. You heard it here.
FBI for lying about getting Dragon because I thought I would.
Wow.
I deserve it.
Good. Cool. So yeah, thanks again for listening.
Thank you.
And we'll see you all
very soon. Bye-bye.